Spiritual direction is an ancient spiritual practice, helping people to better hear the voice of God in their life. Primarily what spiritual directors do is listen with people as they tell their stories.
It was after Vatican II. Some of our sisters were beginning to do retreats and work in the area of spiritual direction, and we felt that it would be good for us to have some training in it.
I had no idea what spiritual direction preparation was when she said, I think this would be a good fit for you. But it's interesting because there was something even about her invitation that I went home that day and I said to my husband, we need to go for a walk. I think I'm going to need your support with something over the next 3 years.
This program came up, and as I looked at the program, wow, this is the program that I would choose regardless of where it was at. If it was in St. Louis or Chicago, I just liked the way it was formed. I liked the values of the program. And the best part of it was kind of in my backyard, so.
It sounds funny, but I had this yearning for something more. I worked in the church, I worked with youth and family, and I just had this unsettling, and then I started spiritual direction. And me with the spiritual director talked about that, and then at one point she was talking about furthering, learning about being a spiritual director is what spiritual direction preparation program is for. I was thinking, oh good, this will be a way to study more about God, take time, pause, and be closer to God, which I always want to do, but you don't stop. And so I thought I just want to do this. I want to take 3 years and delve into study with God.
So it's a 3-year program. The components of the program are weekends that you would come to the Spirituality Center and participate in the weekend workshops, and each workshop starts on a Friday night and ends on a Sunday.
They're spread out with some distance between each of them. You have a chance to come and learn, and then you have some time to kind of process that, to kind of let it go deeper and work on me. But then also one of the things I like, it's a group process. My group was about 30 people in our cohort. Became very close to those people.
I have never felt such a part of a community so quickly in my entire life. The first weekend that we were here, I went home on Saturday night and I said to my husband, there are people in that room that know me better after a day and a half than people that I've known for 20 years.
And the word that's used there to look at the harvest is theoste. He's inviting the disciples to say, hey, see all these people, they're looking for something. They're journeying towards me. Will you go out and help me bring them in? That's what all of you do as spiritual directors. People on a journey say, hey, let me help you see. Maybe I can see what you see, maybe you can see what I see. Well, let's look together at all this. Look at the fields, they're ripe for a harvest. Is it you simply as spiritual directors don't simply have resurrected faith? You have resurrected faith that's driven you to action, to involve other people. You have the deepest form of faith in terms of sight in John's Gospel.
I'm a supervisor for the program, so we meet quarterly with one-on-one with the participants, and again, probably the most important part of it is that as a redemptive listener, they're learning to listen to what's going on within themselves as well as listening to another person. And we do that through verbatim writing.
Verbatim is probably one of the key elements of the program, where you, as a participant, start paying attention to the conversations that you have. And then you think about, well, this might be a good conversation for a verbatim, because it's a conversation that goes a little more deeply into a person's story. So you're not talking about the weather, you're not talking about, what you're having for dinner, you're talking about, some frustrations you might be having with your children, or a decision that you're trying to make to move or to take a new job, or just not wanting to go to church anymore because you just are really struggling with your faith.
There's also an academic component. There's a fair amount of reading. You get to read some wonderful authors. And there's some homework that goes along with that.
It's probably helping us to do our own inner work as well as strengthening our relationship with Christ.
I don't know, I kind of think sometimes, you know, when we do the interviews for people to come to join the program, lots of them just say, I don't know why I'm here. Say, but it just feels right. And I'm just trusting that feeling.
Don't do this if you don't want your life to change. But it's change in a really, really good way. I mean, my relationship with my daughter is better. My relationship with my husband is better. They're just deeper, more solid, more meaningful relationships. The ability to listen to them and for them to listen to me has transcended these walls and moved into my home.
I would say it's probably going to be the most growthful adult learning experience you'll have.
It's a wonderful experience. Be prepared to grow. Be prepared to be blessed. Be prepared to meet some wonderful teachers, some wonderful students. Be prepared to make some new friends for life.
I think that there's a deep longing inside all of us to be heard, and also a deep longing inside a lot of us to be better at listening. And so I think that there's, the Holy Spirit is inviting people into this ministry, and I don't know that there's much we could do to stop it. So, we're just going to invite that in and receive that.
It's shown me a God that I haven't known before, a loving and caring God that I haven't known before. That's the best thing, I guess. Yeah.